Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News, and we have the most breaking news of all. The Ethereum ETF, friends, has been officially approved by the corrupt SEC. Yes, we are looking at an Ethereum price of around 3,800 American dollars. Bitcoin will now take itself off the stage, friend. It'll put its pants back on after flopping its willy to everybody. Bad genitals, okay? You put them away. Now, Ethereum is back at 3,800, friends. There was a lot of volatility. And the most important thing we want to look at is the Bitcoin dominance in the ETH BTC. It's almost like the most freest trade of all time. It's because, friends, we don't have institutions here. We don't have any of these like super forward, front-running type of nerd types who are trying to like scalp the tiniest amount of yield and stuff. So the market never really gave these things their full probability or what you think they should be given and price these things out in the future. If this was anything like a stock or a share, there would be basically almost no meat left off on the bone. And pretty much what it would be is we'd probably see Ethereum's price much higher already as it would start to price this stuff in. It's just that we're in crypto land. These institutions aren't here. The whole point of being in crypto is that you front run them, is that we're retail. But unfortunately, with that territory, okay, it comes with a bit of quirks. And a bit of quirks include schizophrenia, degeneracy, 100x leverage trading, paper hand jeets, funds with millions and millions and millions of dollars also being paper hand soy boy jeets. That's an unfortunate thing as well. You also have pretty much everybody is either a recovering drug addict, a current drug addict, or a future drug addict. That's pretty much everything in crypto. Let's have a look at the ETH BTC ratio at 0.056. We are so close on the weekly, friends, to flipping it right here, 0.057. Then that will basically just confirm that we've moved 3 times the average week's move to the upside, 3 times. And that's pretty much, that's very, very significant. And usually on a weekly chart, that marks a significant trend on the way up. Now, okay, when we're moving forward, friends, as well, you just got to remember that it's going to take time for this pretty much to play out, just like the Bitcoin ETF did. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you where Bitcoin was around its ETF. Remember, it was a sell the news, and then it dropped only like 20%, and then it shot up anyway, okay? This is the new Bitcoin paradigm. It doesn't drop more than 20%. This is the Bitcoin ETF right here. It dropped exactly 20%, which is it right now. Sell the news and went in. The difference, though, is, so people say to me, well, is Ethereum going to have a sell the news? Yeah, man, anything can always do that, man. So the market can always just take a big fat poopy on you. The difference, though, is when it comes to Ethereum, friends, Ethereum was not given much odds to be accepted for its Ethereum ETF in May. I was even thinking, no chance. They're going to scam us, right? They're going to like lay it out. But then, right, pretty much what happened was Donald Trump says, guess what? Vote for crypto is a vote for me. And then everybody started to go, oh, wait, you know, we're actually secret degens and we all want to basically vote for Donald Trump. And then the political party, of course, the Democrats, straight away see that and they're like, oh, crap. Because, friends, you know, they have AI models, they have statistical models, they have a lot of these things where they're looking at the likelihood someone's a single issue voter and swings and how these things happen, friends. That's why politicians have basically got, they don't believe in anything, okay? Pretty much it, friends. To win in to be a politician and win. And these are basically go, okay, what's everyone's ideas? Okay, cool. How do we get 55%? Okay, I've got to believe in this, I've got to believe in that. And you go, oh, I can't believe in both of these two, so I've got to sacrifice one. That's pretty much a game, friends. That's the whole game out here. Now, beautiful part about crypto is that it's so much more powerful than it was before now. Now, friends, what I'm going to do is play some awesome freaking music. We've been waiting so long. Here we go. Time for them to buy our shit coins. So I'm going to explain to you what happens. Now, first, I've got to start with the funniest part of all, friends. Michael Saylor, this was a breaking reminder. That's right. Michael Saylor 1 month ago said the Ethereum ETF will never be approved, and this summer it will be very clear that Ethereum is a cybernetic hornet's nest security.
When Ethereum is not going to be approved, sometime this summer it'll be very clear to everyone that Ethereum is deemed a crypto asset security, not a commodity. After that, you're going to see that Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Ripple, Cardano, everything down the stack is just a crypto asset security on.
Well, friends, I remember reading that and I was like, here we go. Take a smack to the face. Just take a big fat smack to the face. There you go. So now, friends, a lot of people get angry at Michael Saylor, okay, because they say, well, I hate you. You're fighting my bags and stuff. Friends, I know I know it sounds like you want to be angry at him, but I just want you to know something, man. It should make you more bullish on crypto. You know why? Because it shows you when you have a big portion of the supply of one coin, you become a retard. You love that coin. You are so biased to that coin, everything else sucks even more now. Why? You need your coin to go up. So Michael Saylor owns 1% of the Bitcoin supply, pretty much. Right? 210,000 Bitcoin would be 1% of supply. So he's literally got 1%, friends. He literally bought in 1%. He paid billions and billions of dollars for it. So you just have to take it with that perspective. You go, you know what, man? If you had 1% of a giant company or giant anything, you're like, yeah, man, the other team sucks. If you had 1% of Pepsi, you'd be like, Coca-Cola? Right? I only do you on Saturday nights. That's what the types of responses people were looking at when you're looking at competition like this. But the free market's smarter than that because you know what, friends? Here's the thing. Nobody else on average owns that same supply. So you really got to convince them. It gets really, really hard to convince them when the other coin is moving up. It gets very difficult. And I want to show you some of the volatility that happened before. Okay, so there's a scum company called Symbolic Capital. So I'll call them Soybolic Capital. Look at this, friends. This is interesting. Okay, look at this. The institution sold about 7,000 Ethereum in 1 minute. About $28 million. Interesting to know, friends, that 7,000 ETH clip down makes it go like smack in 1 minute, all right? It's crazy to make you think you can do that, right? Because you know that the PulseChain sacrifice wallet has 170,000 ETH. So the liquidity, see, the liquidity can be thin. If you're trying to like crush out all the liquidity in one, go in a short amount of time. Because, friends, what ends up happening is that the liquidity is disjointed everywhere. Yeah, there are big pocket sources here, but the bots aren't perfect. They're all cheaters as well. So when it comes to like, you know, Mt. Gox releasing the Bitcoin, remember, friends, there's another thing I got to remind everyone about. Remember Mt. Gox, they still have 140,000 Bitcoin. That's every cheater in the world is holding Mt. Gox Bitcoin. They're from 2013. They're automatically literally cheating the crap out of that. I wouldn't be surprised if they release it and we are like 75% of the way of the ETH BTC run, wherever it is we're destined to go. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what gets like the final 1 month or something up. There's people like that's what we might find ends up happening actually, friends. That'd be funny if the Mt. Gox BTC, people dump that and they rotate into like poop coins straight away. That's like their final burst up. So you're just trying to think of these ideas. So maybe you can just be aware of them, friends. Because remember, it's all about trying to see, okay, can things line up to give me an idea to confirm my bias that maybe people are too euphoric. That's all you want to get to. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Have a look at this, friends. This is such a cute AI picture. I mean, like, do this. The US lawmakers urge the corrupt SEC to approve the spot ETF. More, sir? Do you have any? Please, sir? Please, can I have some? Please, spare some more, please, sir? Please. Sir, can I have just a teaspoon of the Ethereum ETF, please? Now, friends, I know a lot of people wondering, like, hey, why aren't we $9,000 yet? Well, I mean, like, let's just do some real numbers. Let's just show you, okay? If we go to the Bitcoin, the Ethereum's price, okay? From the approval, friends, see, we got approved. A 90% rise, which would match Bitcoin's 90% rise, puts it at $7,200. However, that is a real big macro fib. That's what it is, okay? The big macro fib is $7,300. It doesn't have to just go there. It could be go up there and like, you know what? We want to pit stop and just piss everybody off. Maybe we do that and then we go back up later. That could always happen, man. But I feel like we're destined to this 7,300. I want it to go like that. If you're curious about what's the next fib extension after that, it's 11,300. And then you have 15K, 17K. Friends, this is going to be really dangerous, by the way. Oh my God. I can't tell you how dangerous. Do you know how dangerously scary that's going to be? If we're at 11,300 and you're going to be thinking, oh my gosh, I know you're in the third cycle. I know it's a third cycle curse. And now we're above 10K. And everyone's like, oh, sweet. We just creamed through 10K. Look, we're at 11K. Look at this. We can never go down. We'll wait until we get there. That's the most important part, friends. We're early. We're still early. Obviously, not the earliest, in terms of time, but definitely in terms of price, still early. We still want to see what gets unlocked over there. Now, friends, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to also play some nice, gentle pump music as well, because I'm going to ask you this, okay? I'm going to show you this, right? Take a guess how I knew Ethereum was going to get pumped before the Ethereum ETF, right? on my feed of Twitter Roonies, this gentleman, Bitcoin Vanguard, with his Bitcoin Maxi, obviously. Look what he says. I've decided to stop talking to my friends that don't own any Bitcoin. I was like, bro, you are about to get nicked. You are literally going to get destroyed, friends. You're literally going to get the leather strap through your mouth, pinned on the bed, okay? And you're going to have very, very naughty things done to you. That's the type of confidence you see when the train's about to hit you. That type of confidence out here, friends. You know, literally, he said this right, if you checked it right, literally, friends, right at the tippy. That's all you could see. He's like, you know what? This is it, friends. It's literally, when I saw that, I was like, that's all he's seeing. He's seeing this Bitcoin dominance run. Let's see that, friends, from, this is when it flipped green on the weekly super chain. He's like, oh, sweet. We've been running for 483 days. Bitcoin dominance going up. Like, we're just in favor. We're always in favor. We're going to win. I'm like, bro, you don't know what's coming, man. You think Dogecoin mania was bad? Wait till you see Landwolf smoking a doobie, the Tang Gang. Wait till you see the world's longest arbitrage trade to $1 called PDI. They haven't seen anything yet. Once they see it and they realize that, oh, wow, the Bitcoin technology kind of sucks. That's why Vitalik literally 11 years ago invented the Ethereum land for everybody to come and be a degen on, okay? Then the eyes are going to open, friends. And that's, by the way, during that mess of Bitcoin altcoins going out of favor, going literally to near zero, getting destroyed, we're going to have to find some good stuff on Bitcoin altcoin communities if we can. But we don't have to make our own. I don't even know, like, do you even trust any of them? Like, they're all, where do you even find them? We have to find which one it is. And it's so annoying with Bitcoin. There's too many, they just make token standards. They make there's like multiple token standards. People just like, oh, I'll make my own stuff. It's like you know everything we know on altcoins for Ethereum is ERC20. Yeah, well, there's no EIP process for Bitcoin. Pretty much, it's just kind of like, oh, here's my token standard with how we measure a token, and this is it gets really, really annoying. That's why, friends, it literally is. You got a skateboard, you put a jet blaster on. It's literally that example. It's like, bro, just drive a car. Drive a car. You don't even have an air conditioner in there. You know what I mean? That's 50 years old technology, man. They're like, nah. It's sin. It's a sin to use technology like the air conditioner. That's their approach to all of this. Now, maybe also, where to from here? Well, I mean, like, if you're curious, man, look at GameStop, friends. GameStop is back down to $18. So, look, friends, if you see this chart, see this little wick here? That's what it does, okay? If you're looking at it from this perspective, it goes like this. Okay, that's your perspective. You see that? You just look at that. You go, this is your perspective here and there. You go, oh, okay, it's over. All right. However, if you were trapped, friends, and you were DCA buying GameStop the whole way, I want to let you know something, all right? It went down. I drew a fib from the top to the very, very bottom, okay, pretty much. And look where it hit exactly the 50% retrace zone. Also, to tell you, in the pre-market, it was trading at $72. Okay, so this is a 50%. This is 61.8. So it's around the 50% retrace zone. So for every altcoin that you might be worried about, that is like your emergency exit. Every single altcoin in crypto. Okay. And you got to see, friends, with GameStop as well. Like, they can mint infinite shares. You see that? Everybody got excited for like one day. Yeah, that you might find, friends, not even might find. I've looked over thousands and thousands of charts in crypto. Many altcoins, they will probably go around there. And then there'll be the diminishing lower high in this cycle, okay? If your coin doesn't have real product market fit and stuff. But people get excited for like a day or two, right? And it's just, friends, it's pent up demand in like one area and then one area and then one area. And everyone's like, okay, let's go to this coin. And then that's the one that shoots it up. That's the type of stuff that happens at the end of bull markets as well. So just be ready for something like that in your coin. But I know it's going to be really tough, man. Like, do you want to exit when you saw GameStop all the way up here? You're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Did you really want to exit? That's why you have to be really brave. You have to just like leave your limit orders there. That's why, like, if you're really, really trapped and stuff, you got to draw a fib on your coin from the top to the bottom. And you go, okay, if like really, really, really low, you go, okay, sweet, what's the 50% retrace? All right, I've got to get out there no matter what. You got to get like 80% of your position out or 75% of your position out there. That's it. Just get it out there. If it hits the 50% or the 61.8, it doesn't really matter. You just got to think, oh my God, thank God it let me out after all those years. Remember, that's a 3-year run. Now, baby dolls, let's have a look at the SlingShot. Remember, the SlingShot, friends, is the others index with Bitcoin. And once again, it's lovely to see that they are still in line. There's nothing big to be concerned about. You see they're exactly in line, which is what we want. All right, but as you notice, friends, something's happening here, right? Bitcoin stalling out here. These others haven't even moved. That's what we want to see, man. Actually, I know it sounds crazy, but The longer this gets delayed, the more explosive it will be when we finally do get it. I promise you that. This is just how markets work. I've seen it time and time again. Okay, you're like, okay, this one went early. Okay, sweet. You get your money now and you're out. Basically, what ends up happening, friends, is a lot of pent-up demand comes in. It's kind of like just a vacuum that's constantly sucking people in. And yeah, I know it's hard for you to see, but I'm just replaying so many scenarios in my head where something went early. If it gets too early, it rejects. If it goes late, it becomes a super massive one and it crawls up. Okay, so it's obviously not in our control anyway, but it's something to think about. Now, most important, let's check out the others index, friends. This is the others dominance, okay? Because as you can see, altcoins are still poop. Altcoins are still poop. Just kind of tell you, by the way, shout out to the PulseChain altcoins still holding up here, because look how garbage the others index is, right? And like if your coin's strong, woo, man, you're packing a punch here, friends. Like you've got to trash all others dominance like this. You're doing poopy times for a long time. Like you've gone nowhere since November last year. So if your coin's up, think about that, friends. Literally, others dominance literally has gone nowhere. This is outside of the top 10. They've literally gained nothing on crypto in terms of size. It's still at 11, 12%. Okay, well, if you got a coin that's been moving up in that time, you're like, whoa, this is the strong thing, the strong crypto out of a pack of weak stuff. Imagine what happens when they all just flip strong and they take center stage. You might be on like a super moonshot. But of course, friends, it's not even guessing here. I've already told you, like if you're looking at the spear and how like oversold some of these coins are, for example, PulseChain. Yeah, if PulseChain goes up like a 5x from here, these other ones, friends, could have like a 5x multiplier on Pulse itself. So you have a 25x, you know what I mean? But of course, everyone's like, well, that's why, friends, look, man, you could say to me, all right, well, what if PulseChain does 100x? Okay, sweet. In your world where PulseChain does 100x, there are many altcoins that do between 200x to a 1000x from today, if you say that, right? That happens on Ethereum, happens on everything else. There's a multiplier on the spear. So if you think that's too much in your mind, you're like, you know what? I don't see these coins doing a 500x, 1000x. Okay, sweet. Well, you're probably also saying to yourself, there might be a lot of sellers unlocked at prices below the 100x. That's how you kind of like reverse engineering in your mind. By the way, anything can happen, but you know, you're basically just trying to play the law of probabilities here. Check this out as well, friends. This is Gary Gensler, and look at this. Gensler said the corrupt SEC pivoted on the Bitcoin ETFs after DC Circuit took a different view from the agency. So, what an idiot, man. They literally just admitted corruption. They go, hey, this how much? This guy, evil. All right, literally evil. Friends, the corrupt SEC is a fourth secret puppet arm wing for the US Fed. Okay, that's what the US Fed's controlled by all the banks, the insider bug banks, JP Mosquito, Citybug, Bank of Ants, City Slugs, all the slugs out there. Okay, all the bugs. Okay, they're controlled by them. They have the owners, friends. They have private owners of it. Okay, it's all literally owned by one big cabal of just bugs. Okay, bug overlords, bug worshippers. They're all bugs themselves. Okay, the corrupt SEC is their ground henchman to keep everything out and keep all the power with them. Okay, so he basically just admits, he goes, well, look, I know for 3 years I've been using these very strict words on the law with our policies of the corrupt SEC. He goes, but then the government told us to change our mind, so we changed our mind. What good is that useless piece of paper then that you're reading off that goes, it's a security, it's all a security. So it's all a bunch of BS, friends. We know it is. Luckily for us, though, we got a lot of meme coins and altcoins out there. Look how vibrant and beautiful they are, by the way, friends. There's so much flavor in here. These are the PulseChain altcoins. There's so many more others out as well. I'm hoping for Ticker Bitcoin, Harry Potter, Obama. I hope that cranks up to 2 billion market cap. Also, look at us preparing for the bull market. Fix this. Perfect posture in 100 seconds. Sometimes the universe just sends you out these messages to please straighten your back. Please, friends. Please, that's an order. We need a very, very straight posture for this bull market, okay? Now, baby dolls, I want to have some fun here. This is interesting. Okay, so shout out to Crypto 7, friends. So, friends, this is the funny part. So, friends, I literally, I can't tell you how much I was laughing. Okay. So 6 days in a row, Crypto 7 has talked about me. 6 days. Okay, every day on stream. I'm just watching the stream. I'll watch everybody, friends, as much as I can. Fast forward here and there. You know, fast forward the jokes and the setup stuff and people clearing their throat. And just randomly I'll come in, he'll just start talking about me. I mean, the topic's got nothing to do with it. He just starts talking about it. It's the funniest part. Okay, but this is the one that broke the camel's back, and I started laughing uncontrollably, okay, because in one of my tweets, there was a Telegram baby doll. He sent me, he just messaged me, said, hey man, do you know how there's a giant PulseChain whale selling 500 billion worth? He goes, since he's an XOG, is it possible that he's actually a benevolent whale and he's just selling to get weak hands out before big stuff comes later on? Is it possible? So what I did was I wrote in my tweet, I said, hey, someone in my Telegram baby doll asked if maybe this guy's a benevolent whale and maybe it's Richard himself, which is probably Richard basically alluded to that's not, but before he released that information. Okay, so I spoke about this person's just the thoughts, because friends, I like to discuss other people, how they're thinking, and I always go outside my box. So Crypto 7, like probably waking up, doesn't even have his glasses on yet. He's looking at it, and he just completely misread the tweet. He thinks I am saying, oh, don't worry, this guy's selling so he can buy later, okay? But then he mentions me again for the 6th day. This is what hit number 6, friends. And here I am just having the DickWifButt and having fun. Yesterday, Sommi called him a benevolent whale, encouraging people to memes. He's been called out. Wise up, hexagons. Stop listening to this. Man, I can't tell you the uncontrollable laughter. I was like, oh my God, he didn't even read the tweet. So that's why, friends, I'm saying, are we going to hit number 7? 7 days in a row. If he mentions me again, it'll be 7 days in a row. So, friends, you're probably wondering, okay, what's actually going on between this? Okay, this is what's been happening, friends. You see, the influencers, PulseChain, Hex, PulseX influencers, I'm a problem. Why? Because I am right. Because I'm doing 18 hours of research a day. I don't come in and say, well, these things will happen in the future. No, I never talk like that. I'm here 18 hours a day. I observe trends. I observe pattern behavior, how we think. Is the market stacked on one side? I'm here 18 hours a day, friends. Greatest, literally highest value content in crypto. But here's the problem. On paper, yes, if you took a pool of 100 people to like have a guess at where the markets go, on worse than 50-50, okay? Because there's meme coins, everything has short life cycles, etc. The problem though is I come here like literally as a unicorn anomaly myself, all right? And then literally as soon as 2024 ticks over, the win rate is like 95%. 95%. So that's a problem, because sometimes I'm not telling things which everyone wants to hear, all right? Which is the truth about stuff like, hey, cycle 1, 2, 3, narratives and ages. I'm summarizing behaviors, right? I'm not saying, oh, something won't pump ever. I'm just saying, okay, the odds of it, we're in this camp of like the lower odds and stuff. And this becomes an issue because if you're holding a core coin and then I come in and lottery tickets, coins that are just digital Pokemon meant to go to zero are freaking like holding up extreme value. Many examples, friends. Like, for example, DickWifButt, okay? If you check out the DickWifButt pulse ratio, when you see stuff like this happen, okay, and we're like happy to find value, like even if you go down here, it's fine. It becomes tougher to look in the mirror and go, wait a minute, all right. There's either one of two worlds that can happen, okay? In world 1, they believe that their core coins go up. The today's target, by the way, the crowd expects from today 150x on Richard Hart, okay? It's actually more than that. It's about 170x. So that's the crowd expectation. 170x would bring the total Richard Hart ecosystem to about 340 billion with a B, okay? 340 billion, okay? Just to let you know, Solana's only like 60 billion right now. So it's 340 billion. That's what the crowd expects. Now, after all the observations I show you, and I show you everything, hey, these are the things that we're dealing with. If a core coin does a 170x, the altcoins on it will do between 170x up to literally like a 1,500x from today. That's the type of growth you're talking about in these altcoins. And it becomes very controversial because they're like, no, why do these poop coins go up more? But no, it's not all of them. It's just the winning stronger ones. Of course they do, friends. Like, Solana did a 10x, but bonk, did a 240x. See? And Dog with Hat did a 200,000x. You see that? And then Solana did a 10x. And Popcat did like hundreds of X's of Joe Biden and Donald Trump coin on there, like 3,000x. You see what I mean? So the speed becomes heavy. But you're probably wondering at home, like, why is this even controversial? And it's because, friends, it's because people come in and they want to learn information and they want to read fundamentals and they want the conviction to hold. But in crypto, because of the network effects and how everything is so freaking schizo all the time, once you have that conviction to hold and it's been a couple of years, you're now in like cycle 2 age. And unfortunately, the odds of you diminishing your gains, so doing a lower high or like not doing as much as you did before, they significantly increase, okay? The odds of you like diminishing. So you can't do what you did in the first cycle, okay, by a long shot. And that's because of the rest of the market, how they view you now. You don't have lottery ticket-esque unknown certainties anymore. So in most of crypto mindset, they think a lottery ticket mindset thing is bad. But as I've told you, friends, it is bad in 99% of cases. However, you can find a strong community and something with good upside, you end up finding out, oh my gosh, these are the things that blow everybody's expectations, okay? That's why they can go a very, very long way. So that's why it becomes a bit of a problem, isn't it? Because now you're like, I know it's very, very tough, friends. It's like basically you've done the work, you've done the research, you believe a coin's going to go up heaps, but now you have to wrestle with yourself. You go, wait a minute, are we going to get the world where all these altcoins from today go up 170x to a 1000x? Friends, we could get that. We could, of course we could. But if you reverse engineer it and you go, wait a minute, Solana, so this is in 2021. Solana, Doge, Binance, XRP. Okay. Solana, Doge, Binance, XRP. They all stopped at around, and Binance, I mentioned Binance, right? They all stopped around the 100 billion market cap, 100B. All right. It was a big, big, big resistance. In fact, friends, did you know that Solana literally a month or two ago, it touched exactly 100 billion and then it dropped? It dropped 30, 40%. Just to show you that for some reason, this market cap number 100 billion seems to be this key resistance level. Now, I'm not saying PulseChain does get there or if it gets there, it can't blow. I'm just telling you that seems to be some sort of magnet, okay? So, but here's the thing, right? I mean, it's actually big, big, big numbers from today. From today, it's like a 40 to 50x. That's still huge. That's still enormous up there to get there, all right? But they were the leaders of the last cycle's layer 1 chain. So I hope PulseChain gets up there. However, even in that world, if you're playing for it, the altcoins on the communities, in the communities out there, they scream hard, friends. They do scream hard. In fact, what's most interesting I can share with you is I observed this with you in the market already earlier in this year. All right, this is the crazy part, friends. See, earlier in this year, do you remember when PulseChain got bought up? Richard Hart was buying it up here. This is interesting, right? The PulseChain sacrifice wallet, Richard Hart wallets were buying up PulseChain here. It went up and up and up. Friends, we literally even had 14 million injected up here, $20 million total. Okay, he was buying up here, absorbing. It shot up. Positive news on PulseChain. These things happen. They were PulseChain related. There was corrupt SEC related and everything out here, friends. And in this time period, the altcoins started going nuts. Okay, the ones without sacrifice projects in this time period. So in that time period, we saw PDI, Teddy Bear, Atropa, HOA started going up. All the coins weren't out yet, friends. This is the craziest part as well. DickWifButt gets released here, okay? And as the Pulse, the spear goes down, DickWifButt goes up, as I just shown you on its chart. Okay, look at this. DickWifButt goes up. You see that, friends? Look at this. From March, April. This is against Pulse. Do you see that? So I know a lot of people, you read this, you're probably listening and you're probably thinking, well, how come it's even still controversial? It's not controversial. Well, look, it is, man. Just 8%, friends, people have a hard time accepting that they're on a risk curve. They have a very hard time. Why? It's because wherever you stand on the risk curve, you know that that thing you don't like, it's just one step over. And you know deep down that if people get that decision right, they'll make a lot more money than you. A lot. So what's the lowest risk? Government bonds, okay? You move on to stocks and gold-ish, right? And then let's move down again. All right, so we're traveling along the risk curve. We can actually draw it now. Right here, friends, okay? You can actually draw it. So here is the graph. So you have like here bonds, friends. Here's a B for bonds, okay? And then you move up, okay? You have like stocks, okay? But then you move up the risk curve. Remember, this is return. This is profit. Let's just write profit, okay? So P for profit, okay? Your profit going up. So your profit or your return. So you have bonds, you have stocks, okay? Then as you move on, we have Bitcoin. So BTC, okay? But then you move on, you have ETH. And then you move on, you have like PulseChain, friends, okay? But here's the thing again. As you move on through PulseChain, you also have the PLS alts. Okay, so this is, see how everybody, friends, has a hard time accepting it. Stock market boomers hate it. Bitcoin maxis hate it because they know Ethereum, once the bull market leverage comes on, Ethereum gets the juice. And then Ethereum people hate it because PulseChain is going to outperform it. PLS ETH is going to go up. And then the PulseChain people hate it because the meme coins are going to go up. The meme coins and all the altcoins on there, they start to go up. So as you get to see, you're probably wondering, hey, what's next? What's next? Well, what's next always is the new soccer one narrative that you and I don't know about. It's like ultra risky, ultra unknown. There's like 1,000 things that can move. That's pretty much it. Someone's in there. And that's what me and you, friends, see. You and I, we are so self-aware. Like, we know somebody is out there right now, either building or he's got an ICO allocation or he's in the next big thing. Right now, there are guys and girls, pups and squirrels. They are in that thing. And they're going to blow our returns out of the water. It's probably like a million market cap right now, and it's going to get to $1 billion. They're actually going to get the 1,000x in the next 12 months. We don't know what it is. Something's going to do a big runner out there, like a Casper, friends. There was something like Casper did exist. Casper existed in 2022. Okay, so we know, we understand this. But it becomes tougher because people are always dreaming of a retirement. So why do people find a hard time to understand what I'm talking about? It's because once they see this, their mind tells them, uh-oh, I haven't been working hard enough. Okay? So it's easier for your brain to tell you, don't worry, you just got to hold longer. But here's the thing, friends. In crypto, holding longer, you're not the stock market. Okay? You don't have the up-only Ponzi of the stock market. Holding longer works for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everything else is not anywhere near unicorn status. Pretty much is very, very obvious by now. Okay? You have BNB as long as Binance profits can keep rotated in. That's pretty much it. I'm not even joking. Okay? So you have these as well. So when people, it's very hard for people for they look at themselves in the mirror and go, oh, wow, like I've got to venture into the unknown now. There's no way they're going to take that leap. No way in hell. They're just going to sit on there. And this is the thing. But here's the thing, friends. People do sit on there. They go, you know what? I'm just going to accept this. I'm going to accept the lower returns. You see what I just said? Accept the lower returns. It's very hard for people to admit that. When you're watching people, you're like, oh my gosh, this picture, friends, is literally a dog with a hat. Ansem chose this coin out of all the hundreds of thousands out there. Okay, that was the one that did the 200,000x. You see what I mean? A lot of it is just random, but you have to be grateful for what you have. So that's why, friends, I've even mentioned a lot, not financial advice, but you should be DCA buying harder, right? Because what do people think is, I'm really convicted in this thing, friends. Just need to tell you something, okay? Conviction doesn't necessarily mean the price goes up a lot for you. It just means your odds of moving 5, 10, 15x, they're not like 20%. They're more like 85%, which is huge. Huge, all right? You see what I mean? But just because you're super convicted on something doesn't mean, okay, because you're really convicted, this thing goes 100x. That's not necessarily true. It just means that you have very, very high odds. But that's where, friends, people mess it up. Because you're used to, see, friends, in lottery tickets, you're used to throwing pebbles. Okay, when you're super convicted in something, you got to go harder. And people find a very hard time doing that. They're like, oh, I don't want to keep sinking in money into this. Go, yeah, man, but this thing is like an 85% chance that it's going to give you like a 15x your money. So maybe right now you have, like $5,000 in it. If you can increase it to $20,000, I know that sounds like a lot, and there's a big jump. Even if it's 20 grand, okay, now you're moving somewhere. Now you're really moving somewhere, okay? But it's easier for people just to consult people who tell them, don't worry, this thing's really good. It's going to go like 150x from you. Don't worry, you're not going to just get a 15 or a 20. That's poopy numbers. You see what I mean, friends? And that's, my friends, I just explained to you the whole risk curve and where everybody thinks they are. Okay, and don't forget, there's always unknowns as you go in the risk curve. There's always leverage. If the bull market gets rugged under us, the leverage things get destroyed the hardest and the most, okay? But that's pretty much what you're playing for. It's very hard for people to see this, but I'm here to show it here for you. And that's why you are wiser, smarter, and friendlier. we have had now the Ethereum ETF approval. Let's wait and see when it starts trading. Hopefully the next target is 7,300 American dollars. Catch you in the next one.